This is part 2 of my rules of writing, and I've used these rules for so many years, running mentorships across the world, novels, nonfiction, working for 17 years with authors to get books written. They're in this book, but I'm just going to read some of them out. Most of you who are watching this video are working through one of my mentorships or with one of my mentors. I'm getting your first draft written. And please remember, these are my rules for your first draft. Second draft, all the rules are different. Continuing from my last video, I have a rule, and I call it rule number 4. Do not discuss your book with anybody during the writing process. In fact, I have another way I frame this rule, and I call it talking is not writing. Now, what often happens is we're so busy communicating our book in words. We're telling people what we're about to write. We're unpacking it with friends. We're sitting with our writing group. We're potentially reading out our little scenes to our writing group. And they're different things. Talking often takes the power away from writing. We're filling in with our mind. We're using gestures to emphasize things. Our writing is very different. And when a book is published, we can only judge you on your words. So please, zip the lips, get busy, and get the fingers tapping. Rule number 8, don't change your story. Now what happens, and this happens when the authors kind of hit the 60,000 word mark, maybe they're 6 months into the writing process, they come to me or one of my writing coaches and they say, you know what, this isn't the book for me. I've got a better book. I've got a better story. I'm actually going to start a novel, or I'm going to restart this from the beginning. That's when I bring you back to this rule and I remind you this is normal. We all think, mostly we think at that point in the writing process, we think this is rubbish. This isn't for me. I'm bailing. I'm doing something different. That's why it's a rule. If you hold that rule and you continue with this book that you've been writing and you fix it and you tweak it, you'll get to the other side of something. It'll be quite profound. But if you bail, you are stuck. I've got a rule that says, my last 2, the one is there is no such thing as good writing. And I really hold that true. Good writing is not what you may think. It is not wonderful words. It's not highfalutin language. It's not brilliant metaphor. Most often, good writing is honest and authentic. And in the novel writing realm, it is a character we believe in, we are emotionally invested in. So please don't judge yourself or judge any writing as good or not good. The only question is it gripping? Does it make you feel? Do you want to turn the page? And often it is grammatically incorrect, dialogue-driven, staccato sentences that create that in a book. And then the final rule, which really hold on to hard, is that there is nothing you cannot fix in a rewrite. It may be draft 2 or draft 3 or draft 4 or draft 5, but your book and your first draft is an evolution. It's why I go back to the rule I had in the previous video, no self-editing. If you self-edit, you never get that whole first draft done. Then you can't do your second version and see what to fix because you've been so busy fixing the beginning of the first version. So I leave you with what I remind all my writers on retreats and on mentorships is that there are 2 parts to a book. And the first is the data, just the information that needs to be in your book, and it can be elaborate and it can be little. It could be your plots, the points of the plot. It can be the information you deliver. So there's the information of the book, and then there's what we call soul. Soul can be voice or spirit or attitude or the golden thread or the message. Many writers get fixated on the soul or the message. My advice to you in writing your first draft is get the data down first. Get all the information in the right place in draft 1. And the soul and the thread and the gold and the glitter and the message, that can come in your later drafts. But until you've got the information in the right place, you don't have a game you're playing in. Keep writing, and I'll see you in the next visit.